And we're live. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me for my Product to Profit webinar. And here we talk about the best ways to grow a product-based business. And hi to everyone that's already saying hi on the chat box. Hi, Lucy. Hi, Chrissy. How are you? I know what you guys do. I think I know what Lucy this is. But if anyone that's joining wants to tell me what they do, what industry they're in, and what they sell, that would be amazing. So then I can cater my presentation to you. So tell me what you do, what you're selling. And today I'm super pumped. I shot my brand video this morning, and I never done anything like that. It wasn't just like a homepage video. We're actually shooting in the street, and I was sharing a little bit about my story. So I'm super pumped. After that, it seems like today is my week to do a lot of video and a lot of presenting. Yesterday I had a workshop that I presented at, and today I did the video, and I'm doing this for you guys. So today the topic is Facebook for products. And the reason why I'm teaching this is because a lot of people have told me that they're really confused, that if they have a product, they don't really know how to use Facebook. They see Facebook being taken advantage by people who have services. So there's business coaches and life coaches that talk about their journeys. They talk about what they're doing. They talk about how they help people. But there's not much that's being said out there on how to use Facebook when you have a product. So as we're going to be talking about today, and I'm going to really focus on the free ways to use Facebook. If at any time you have any questions or comments that have to do with Facebook for products, business in general, business development, or anything that I can help you with related to business, just type it on the chat box below, and I'd be super happy to help you out. And as you come in, please say hi. Please let me know what you do, and I'll be able to cater my examples to your business. So let's get started. I'm going to start by sharing my presentation to you guys. Okay. I believe that you can see it now, and if at any time you have any if at any time you have any issues with sound or with the visuals or anything, please do let me know. And Lucy's sharing that she's productizing her services into 4 packages and will soon be launching her new website. And her clients are hospitality professionals, and they're on Facebook and hospitality Facebook groups. So we will be talking about how to, when you have a service, how to productize. So I'm going to be touching upon that. So thanks for sharing, Lucy. And then Chrissy, let me know if you are Chrissy that makes the, I believe it's you, the one that makes the little like knitting really amazing figures and dolls. So let me know if it's you, and then I'll cater some of my examples to you as well. And anyone else that comes in, please feel free to jump in, use the chat box, let me know what you do, and let me know if you have any questions. So this is, I've been doing these webinars for a while, but I decided to change the name to Product to Profit because that's the name of my signature program, and it's a name that really represents what I do. I help people make their purpose a reality and take their product-based business into a profit level and start making more money, because I believe that you can make money and make a difference. It's not just all about the money, and it's also not just about making an impact and forgetting about yourself, because the more you grow your business, the more you have the ability to impact other people and do more charity, have better products, etc. So this is what we're going to be covering today. First, I'm going to share with you who this is for, so if you're in the right place, and how this is going to benefit you. Then I'm going to be sharing my story with you. So I'll be pretty much be telling you, why do you need to listen to me? Why are we here? What brought me here? Then I'm going to be sharing my promises with you, my promises for this session. After that, I'm going to be sharing a system for business success. So what do I teach my client, and what are the steps that they go through? Then I'm going to be sharing the benefits of using social media for your business, why social media is a must for all businesses or most businesses. Then I'm going to be sharing with you the 2 things that people are looking for on social media. This is something that I haven't seen being taught yet. I read it on a book. I haven't really seen that out there, not even from the top social media experts. So when you have to answer the question, what do I post? This is going to really help you out. Figure out what is it that people are looking for. Then we're going to be talking about why Facebook is the number 1 platform to grow a business and how to use Facebook for your products. Then I'm going to tell you how I can further help you if you were to need that help. And at the end, we're going to do Q&A. But if at any time you have a question, I will be checking the chat box continuously to be able to address them. And Chrissy says, yes, I'm the crocheter who makes all the adorable dolls. You have an awesome memory. I'm impressed. Yeah, Chrissy, I have an awesome memory. You've been participating a lot in my Facebook group, so I remember you. And also I remember a cute little owl that you made. So I remember your work. So I'll be happy to help if you have any questions. And let's get started. Okay. So is this you? The type of person that's going to benefit from this presentation is someone who has a store or products. Someone who has a great business idea, but they're not quite sure when to launch. So it's someone that is stuck in launch mode. I was recently talking with someone who was in launch mode for 2 years. She was waiting to see if everything would be perfect, if there's anything that she could improve, and she was stuck in being unclear. She wasn't clear about what she wanted and how to move to the next level. So you're not stuck in launch mode for years and years. This is going to help you out. And also, if you already have a business, if you've already launched, but you know deep inside of you, you could be making more money. You could be impacting more people. You could be changing more lives. You could be making a lot more people smile if what you have is a doll or something that just looks pretty, that's personalized, handmade, right? So if you want to be growing your business, impacting more people, putting your amazing product in more hands, this is for you. This is also for people who have a service but are learning how to productize those services. If they're learning how to turn those packages into a perfect box with everything that people would need at each level, this is for you as well. I'm going to be addressing that. It's for people who want to take their business to new audiences and for people that are not making as much money on their business as they would like yet. But they are definitely looking towards that. Okay, let me see. So now I'm going to share a little bit about my story. And a lot of you that have been on this webinar probably know that there's 2 really relevant moments in my life. And I want to share it in a different way this time. The first one is I had been born and raised and lived in El Salvador all my life until I turned 25. And then I do not know how I did this, but I just packed all my things, quit my high-paying job, and left. And I went from being the highest paid buyer at one of the biggest supermarkets in El Salvador. And I was one of the youngest ones too. So I had a great position, I had a lot of power, and I had a boss that allowed me to create my own projects and really make an impact in the company. So I left all of that, I packed my bags, and I moved to Canada. And in Canada, what was expecting from me, aside from my amazing brother, was the fact that I didn't know anyone, and I was going to be a student again, and I was going to live from my savings and get support from my dad. So it's a huge change, and a lot of people told me, like, are you crazy? Like, you're home, you have your parents, you're doing well, you have a good job, all your friends are here. Why would you like to move away? And my answer was everything but the weather. And yesterday I was asking, I had a presentation and I was chatting with another immigrant from Latin America, and he was saying how much he could relate to that, to the fact that we move because of everything but the weather. There's a lot of issues in our countries, political situations, insecurity. So our best bet to have a better life is sometimes simply to move away and make that decision. So I made that jump. I did not look back. And I had unshakable certainty that everything will work out for me. And I've realized that every time I have that certainty that everything will go my way, that I'm gonna get what I want because this is something that's fully aligned with my purpose and what I'm meant to be doing, it happens for me. So that's what I learned from that experience. And I did the same thing again when I left my corporate job here in Canada. And I quit without looking back, and I decided that now I was going to help purpose-driven businesses. I worked in corporate consumer products for around 6 years. I've also done some consulting in the service industry for the government, for education, for the Ministry of Education, for the Ministry of Health in El Salvador, for some social work projects. And more recently, I have been doing consulting for small businesses. And I help both services and products, but my latest programs are specialized in helping and supporting product-based businesses. So that is me in a nutshell, and that is what I do. And now I want to share with you my promises. My promises for you today is that I'm going to be sharing something that you can start applying today to make a difference in your business. This is not going to be theory. This is not going to be with the purpose of just teaching you concepts that you can learn in a book. These are going to be things that I have used and my clients have used that will definitely grow your business. Today, I'm going to help you figure out how you can use social media, more specifically Facebook, to sell more in your business with minimum investment. And I want to tell you that as some of you that have been in this workshops or seminars have experienced, there's no question for me that's off limits when it comes to business. So you can ask me anything and I'll do anything I can to help you out. This is my system for business success that I use with my clients. And the difference between this system and any other system that I've seen out there for business is that I focus on basics first. I focus on your foundations, the things that are going to be supporting your business. So it's called the PON system, and P stands for purpose, present, and problem. So you're going to figure out what problem you're solving, what's your purpose, and what's the present situation of your clients and the present situation of your business. Now that we have clarity on where we're at right now and what you're solving and who you're solving it for, those foundations are ready. So then we're moving into your offerings. So what are you going to be offering people and at what price? With that clarity, we move to your launch or relaunch. There's something new happening in your business, and that's what the N stands for. So it's time for you to revise, launch, or relaunch your business with those revisions made on your foundations. If you do not have clear foundations, if you don't have strong foundations, this is like going on a trip without knowing your destination and without having a GPS. So that's why foundations or the P's in the system are so important. D is for direction for success. After you launch and relaunch, it's time to look at the future. Where's your business going? How is it going to be growing? And what are you going to be doing to reach that growth? Now we're going to dig into the content. And we're going to be talking about social media and why social media helps businesses grow. Social media is amazing because it helps business grow in 3 different ways. The first one is it increases awareness. It increases awareness regarding what you offer, your product, and why you do what you do. Before people even think of buying from you, they have to realize that you exist, right? So social media really helps you with that. If you have an amazing website or an amazing product, it's not going to go anywhere if people don't know that it's there and if people don't know what you're doing, right? So that's what this is all about. Also, social media helps businesses when it comes to building relationships. It helps them figure out who are those ideal clients and how are they going to be connecting with them. Who's that person? What are you going to be communicating to them? How are you going to be communicating to them? Right. So that's what it would help them with as well. And I'm seeing that the screen's a little bit blurry, so I'm going to try a quick thing here. I'm going to just stop sharing for a bit and then start sharing again to see if the screen is less blurry. Hopefully that will work. Okay, we'll see. Sorry for the quick glitch, but I wanted to help you read it better, and I do believe it improved, but let me know if it didn't, and I'll try that again. So sorry for the interruption. Moving on, these are the joys of doing live webinars. Now you know that it's actually me live right here. So going back to number 2, social media helps you build those relationships. So once people know that you exist, number 2 is gonna help you build that relationship and make them trust you, right? Before they buy from you, they need to know you exist and they need to trust you. And also it helps you grow by selling, right? Direct selling, telling people where to buy what you have. Okay. Social media also, like I said, the first one, I'm going to go deeper into that. It helps you increase awareness. People need to know what you're selling and what are the benefits of what you're selling. And you have to keep in mind that if you're selling on Etsy, you're selling on Amazon, yeah, people can find you through search, but it's always great to have social media directing traffic your way. So it's always good for you to be up to date when it comes to the new social media trends and how this is working, right? Because it's going to help you bring more traffic, and you're not only relying on that website, but you have a following of your own in other places, right? So if you're able to understand how the different platforms work for your business, you're going to be able to direct traffic to what you do. And in this case, I'm going to talk specifically about Facebook. Social media helps you build relationships. Here's where you figure out how you stand out, how you help people remember you and know who you are. You have to show people what's behind your brand, and you have to show them how you can start helping them now, right? Or how you're going to be benefiting them now. And then you might be thinking, but what I'm having, it's not really, say, is more of a recreational product or an ornament. I'm going to address that later in the presentation, right? Building relationships is all about showing people what's behind the brand, what's your why, and what are you offering. And number 3, which is the one everyone wants to jump to, but you cannot jump to it too quick. Number 3 is direct selling. So this is how it's showing people what you got and where to get it. So these are my goods. I'm selling makeup. I'm selling these packages. I'm selling services for hospitality professionals. I'm selling these dolls that are personalized. Here's where you buy them. And usually, people don't sell them right then and there on Facebook, right? But they would directly send people to an external website, whether that's eBay or Etsy or a platform. So to redirect people to a sales page, but only do this when you've already built those relationships. I cannot tell you, this is pretty much a really bad example of what I've seen. So someone starting a Facebook group where she was adding people without asking. And she was selling jewelry. So, like, I don't even remember who this person is. Now, all of a sudden, I'm in this group, and all she did in the group was post her jewelry pictures. So it's pretty much like a forced newsletter. I'm getting no benefit from it. She benefits from me buying from her and from me looking at it, but quickly I left the group. So You have to put yourself in your customer's shoes and realize what's in it for them. What benefit are they getting from being in this community, this page, this group, etc. So here's the question: what do I post on social media? And this is valid for any social media platform, and it will definitely clarify and answer that question. Like, what should I post? What do I do? Should I just sell there? Should I just talk about my personal life? Should I just post pictures of my cat? What should I post on social media? And while those cat pictures are really cute, and I love my cat, I'm gonna give you the truth about the two things that people are looking for on social media. Thing number one, education. People are looking to get informed, to look at the news, to read some articles, and to gain knowledge. They're looking to learn about political situations, and they're looking to learn about marketing and just education in general. So for example, if you have a business and it's a fitness business, you want to educate people around how to get fit, how to eat better, how to live a healthier lifestyle. If you have a platform for hospitality professionals like Lucy does, if you started a Facebook group, you would be able to talk about that specifically, right? To talk about how to get healthier, how to do better, how to feel better, right? Oopsie, this got lost. Okay, going back to what to post education. Cool. Sorry for the glitches today. And it's a great opportunity to create community around that specific issue. So for example, if you're talking about the waste that a specific industry has, or the hospitality industry has, or inefficiencies that they have, gather a community around that topic. If you're talking about female empowerment and about women doing better in the workplace, about women getting better jobs, talk about that too. So what is a way for you to build community, a way to create more buzz around your product by giving people what they want and adding value? Entertainment, that's number two. So people look for two things on social media, one of the two, education or entertainment. So when I was talking about adding value at the beginning of the presentation, and I mentioned educating and all of that, you may be thinking, oh, but my product is just like cute dolls that are handmade, that look amazing, or maybe what I'm selling is clothing. Like I guess I can educate people on how it's being made, but what else can I do? Or maybe your product is, let me think, jewelry. Like what am I gonna educate people around if I'm selling jewelry? That's when number two comes into place. You're gonna be entertaining people. And the ways you entertain people are basically three. I'm sure there's more than these, but these are the ones that I focus on that I've seen really often. The first one is jokes, making people laugh. Sharing a little bit about what you do, and maybe you enjoy being funny, and you're going to share like some memes, some quotes, or anything that would be funny, right? That's related to your business. The second one is art. So for someone that's making jewelry, someone that's a painter, someone that is making different types of art, just sharing how that looks in beautiful images is definitely part of entertainment. And the other one's commentary. So sharing your opinions about current situations, maybe a rant or two about things that you've been seeing in the world today, if you don't mind sharing that. Maybe even talking about your personal life. That's really up to you, but some people build businesses by talking about their breakups and dating life, or about their family life, or about their children, and all of that. That's not education, that's entertainment, right? So again, to recap, the two things that you can post on social media are first education and number 2 entertainment. And you have to figure out with your type of business which one of the 2 is the best one. For your community, which one is the best one. And you can mix it up and occasionally educate people on the benefits of what you offer, but do mostly entertainment. You don't have to pick one or the 2 of the 2, but depending on the type of business, it's usually easier. Like I said, in the case of people that have art, the entertainment one's a little bit easier. And in the case of people that have business services or are all about helping people in situations at risk, then the education one would be stronger. But if you have any specific questions on how to use education or entertainment in your post, do let me know on the chat box. So now we're going to talk about Facebook. So why Facebook? People love it, people hate it, people talk about how much they know about our lives, about when you do a Facebook ad, how do they know how much money you make? So you make, whether you love it or you hate it, Facebook is an amazing business idea, and it started by helping us connect with people and build profiles that were free to quickly convert into a platform for targeted ads, into the best one that we have right now in 2016. So why should you use Facebook for your business? A few reasons. The first one, it might sound silly. People are already there. So what does that mean? You don't have to direct them anywhere. They're already there. They're there all day. I don't know what the statistic is, but right now even grandmas that can barely use technology are on Facebook several hours a day. Don't quote me on that because I don't know the statistic. I just know it's very widely used amongst a lot of age groups. And I know that my boyfriend's father has a boutique, and it's targeting women over 40, and they're loving his page. He has some of the best results that I've ever seen. I've helped him a little bit with it, but you can definitely see that women are loving it. They're on Facebook. They like seeing pictures of his dresses and the fashion quotes that I help him post, which comes to entertainment, right? That's what he's providing. Also, it helps you connect with a niche, with a specific niche within your industry. So if you want to connect with men that are called Mark that live in the Great Toronto area and are between the ages of 30 and 35, you can do that on Facebook. Where else can you do that? Nowhere else. Because of the same granular level of information that they have about us that we complain about, that's exactly why we're able to connect with our target market and really understand who is interested in what we have and who's not. Like I said, today I'm going to be focusing on how to use Facebook for free. I could do a whole other presentation on Facebook ads, and I'm still learning that one myself. It can be quite complex. So there are several different ways without spending money on ads that you can use Facebook to grow your business, and those are the ones we're going to explore today. So the first one is Facebook pages. Pages are the ones that you're creating for your business. So you go on your personal profile and then you create a page for Crafts by Chrissy, right? That would be a Facebook page. I have my personal profile, but then I have Leyla Razeghi, Business Strategist. And that's my Facebook page. So in case you're not familiar, you were a little bit confused, those are the pages. The ones that you like, you can't really friend them because this is a business entity. These are the ones that you like. And these are the ones that slowly have been lost. So maybe a few years ago, you would see 20 or 30 people commenting or 20 or 30 people liking what you had. And now you barely see 2 or 3 sometimes, right? So, and I'm going to explain why that is. So how to use Facebook pages. Facebook pages can be used to post ads and to let me see if I don't get confused with this word, legitimize your business. Legitimize your business. So, sorry, English not a first language. So to look legitimate, to look like you own a real business, that's what you use a Facebook page. So because right now Facebook wants you to pay for ads, frequent posts become less and less important. because it doesn't really matter how much you post unless you have an extremely active audience. You're going to post something, and even if you have 500 people on your page, you're going to see one person saw this, 2 people saw this. So then I'm going to tell you something that you may not expect to hear today, which is you don't need to focus on your page and posting frequently, right? And page likes, and I heard this from probably think he's the best paid Facebook consultant right now. Pages likes are a vanity measure. Pages likes don't mean that you have a better business, don't mean that you have more sales, because these are people that might or might not be seeing what you have. So don't focus on figuring out how many people are liking this. If you have 300, 400, 100, it doesn't really matter. It's considered a vanity measure. To an extent, it's good to have a page, of course, because it helps you create ads and it helps people see that you're a legitimate business owner. But aside from that, worrying about posting 3 times a day, it's really not a big deal. And this person that I'm mentioning, who's one of the biggest Facebook consultants, says that he barely uses his page. He only uses it for ads. So there you go. Okay. So some tips on how to use your page. Telling you the truth here. Do the bare minimum on your page. Try to automatize your Facebook posts. So if you, for example, if you have a Facebook group, just post the same thing there. If you have Instagram, just share your Instagram post. Do not dedicate hours every day to maintaining a Facebook page, because what happens is the ROI is not great. Not a lot of people see it. I will say take advantage of the pinned post and the buttons on top, such as subscribe. So if you look at your page or your group, it'll give you the ability to pin a post. What this means is that you'll have a static post at the top of the page. So when people do manage to find you and when you invite them to like your page, and they do so when they visit the first time, maybe this will be the only time they will visit, and they will see what you've been pinning. So your pin post should be used wisely, and it should be an invitation to your newsletter, an invitation to be part of your Facebook group, an invitation to buy at your store. There's also a subscribe button that you can use in case you have a newsletter. And there's also, I think there's a few different ones that you can use. So take a look at those buttons in the menu. Definitely use the subscribe, use the pin post, and then on the cover photo, you can also use that to invite people to other places, to invite them to a group, to invite them to a store, to invite them to your newsletter, right? So you use that picture on the cover photo, which is the bigger, the longer photo that goes on top of the profile one, to have a really pretty graphic and to invite people to other places. So for example, if you want to see mine, I'm gonna post it here on the chat box. It's facebook.com/Leyla Razeghi. And I haven't posted on my page in a really long time, like I was saying. But if you go there, you can see that I'm using my pin post and I'm using my cover photo to invite people to my Facebook group, the Work Smarter Crew for product makers and developers. So now we're going to be talking about groups, how to use Facebook groups. Facebook groups are a way to create community, a community that will gather around shared values, ideas, or a movement. I was talking with someone yesterday at my event that's creating a special type of booth with sustainable materials. So we were chatting about this, and we were talking about the possibility of creating a community in which people would be able to share their experiences being sustainable and making better decisions when it came to the products that they use, right? My Facebook group, the Work Smarter Crew, is a community for product makers, developers, and store owners, for us to share our challenges, for us to share what we're going through, for us to share our wins, our products, and for me to be able to provide advice, consulting, and to tell you a little bit about my offers and what I'm doing, right? And we gather around the idea of we're all in the business of products, and this is why we're different, and this is what we want to share together. And there's a lot of really successful groups around ideas such as female empowerment, entrepreneurship. I believe there's too many around entrepreneurship. I see a lot of this entrepreneur, that entrepreneur, and that's when it gets saturated and people think, oh, everyone has a group. I can't start one. But I can tell you from my experience that when you create a group around an idea that is really unique to what you do, really attractive to people, your group will grow. So what is that idea that people can gather around? Is it sustainable catering? Let me see. I think I have a question. That would be a great group, sustainability. There are some similar Instagram accounts I currently follow. Exactly, Lucy. So that's what you want to do. So if you start a Facebook group around sustainability, and you start by sharing some content around the topic, and then you start inviting people that are closer to you, and then start promoting in other groups or promoting on Instagram or Twitter or other social media, you will easily grow that group and find some clients within it, right? And it can be exactly how to be more sustainable. And you can get some ideas of other groups where people would be hanging out, your target audience. So for example, one of my clients makes pillows that are made from premium materials, and they're being made by women that are in countries where they're at risk of human trafficking. So what she does is she's going to be creating a group, and she's going to be recruiting people from other groups where people have ideas on sustainability and positive impact that would be interested in what she's doing. And once you have a group, it's all about creating ongoing value and helping people connect with each other. And let's see, we have another comment. There isn't anything for sustainability at restaurants, which is why we would like to do. There you go. When I started my Facebook group, Lucy, there was nothing for product-based businesses. And that's why I started mine, and I've been doing really well. I haven't spent a cent in growing it, and I'm right now like 225 around that number of people. So if you it doesn't matter, the size doesn't really matter, it's the commitment of the individuals and the quality of the individuals. So yeah, you could go out there and talk about food entrepreneurs, sustainable food entrepreneurs. There you go. That's an idea. So that's something for you to think about and explore. A community of sustainable food entrepreneurs. So people that have restaurants or are making food and selling it. Should I make a group just for restaurant owners or make it geared towards potential diners at sustainable restaurants? So what I was thinking is, this is my first instinct right now, is to make it sustainability for food entrepreneurs. That's what I'm thinking. Because then you'll have different people that make food that are not only restaurant owners, that may benefit from other products that you bring out in the future, because you know a lot about the topic. So maybe maybe what you have would be useful for someone that is selling pickled, who knows, like pickles and sauces, right? And they want to learn about sustainability in that industry, even if they don't have a restaurant, right? So that would be a good idea to open it up to different food entrepreneurs, because I feel like if you open it towards diners that want to go to sustainable restaurants, then the content gets a little bit confusing, because are you talking to the average person, or are you talking to a business owner? And from what you've shared, you want to talk to business owners. So that's why I was thinking it could be a good idea for you to explore if you do a group for sustainability for food entrepreneurs. That's my current idea. Or maybe even more specific on sustainability. We're only gearing our products to restaurants though. Okay, sustainable hospitality. That sounds good too. Yeah. If you believe that your products and what you have will only be useful for that, sustainable hospitality sounds good. Definitely. And you can reach out to people that you already know in the industry, and people that would be potential clients, and find a way to invite them. And you can find people on food entrepreneur groups or restaurant owners groups, and that would be a great idea for you to explore for sure. So I'm glad to be bringing some ideas during the webinar. So groups are the new newsletter. And this is something that a lot of people haven't embraced yet. In the past, people found it really easy to just give out their email and receive the newsletter. Well, not anymore when you're getting 200 newsletters, right? You have to really be committed to that person in order to receive those emails. But right now, people are a lot more open to receiving, to saying yes to being in a group. It's less of a commitment. So when they're on Facebook, they can check your group or not. If they don't want to check it, they don't have to. If you send them a newsletter, it's pretty much now like knocking on their door, right? It's there, it's on their inbox. They either need to read it or remove it. But if it's a group, it's more fun. They're already on Facebook. They have a choice to check it or not. They have a choice to leave. And they're also able to connect with people in their community that would be good connections for them, and they can exchange ideas. If you manage it well, your group is like your fan. Your Facebook group is like your fan group. It can be a group of people that are really excited regarding the work that they've done with you, and they can provide you a lot of testimonials and talk to each other and let people know, yeah, you should work with her. She's doing great. It's also a great way to encourage connection and participation. And here I encourage you to do frequent posts. Try to post almost every day and encourage interaction. Ask people questions, ask them to share, ask them what their challenges are. And we have another question. Oh, hi, Athena, how are you? How do you make a post pinned in a group or a page? So, let me see. I would have to go on Facebook and check, but I believe, and I'll go on the group and I'll tag you because I know you're on my group too, Athena, and we're working together. I believe that when you click on the upper right corner, it'll give you some options, and one of them will be pin this post. So you finish your post, and after you're done, if you click on the upper right corner, there'll be like a little arrow going down, and then you would click there, and I think that's where you see the option of pinning the post. I'm pretty sure, Athena, having you here. Chrissy, I share what on my craft page in various groups I'm in on a daily basis. Is that, you're welcome, Athena. So Chrissy says, I share what on my craft page in various groups I'm in on a daily basis. Is this a good idea? I have mixed content I share, like work in progress or videos from events to get a word out about my business. I think it's a great idea to share what you have, and it's always good to make it personal, maybe to share a little story behind what you did, maybe share who this is for, who did you make this for, why did you make it. And I love work in progress and behind the scenes videos. People really, really are into that these days. So all those are great ideas. But always try to share not only the picture of the product, but a little bit behind the scenes on what you're doing. How to use your personal profile. So this is a tricky one. This is a choice. How comfortable are you? And I was talking about this with Athena yesterday, actually. How comfortable are you with using your profile for? And this is not, there's not a right or wrong here. Some people, like I was saying, are comfortable with sharing their sex lives. Some people are comfortable with talking about their dating lives, talking about their kids. Some people don't even want any pictures of their kids. Some people just want to keep everything private and just grow their group, and they just use their Facebook page, their Facebook profile for their friends. So it really depends on what you're comfortable in sharing. When you share on your personal profile, especially in a public way, you have to realize that everyone can see that, and you have to be comfortable with that. So what is comfortable for you? It may be keeping your personal page completely personal, or it may be sharing a little bit about what you're doing, which is what I do, and then just having some personal posts that go to closest friends. You also have a choice when it comes to who you add. Are you going to be adding just friends and people you know in person, or are you going to be adding anyone who could be a professional contact or a potential friend? In my case, I'm going to give you a really quick tip of what I do. I add people that I haven't met in person, but I send them a message asking them where have we met and what made them want to connect, because then I can see if it's not a fake profile, if it's an authentic connection, or if it's just people who like collecting friends. Like, there's a lot of people that are on Facebook trying to get more and more and more and more friends until they get to, like, who knows, 5,000, just to show that they're doing really well on it, and a lot of people like them. Like, that's a reality. I'm not afraid to say it. So really keep in mind, it's your profile and your policy, who you want to add, how you want to use it, right? But if you wish to use it to in a small level or a bigger level, it's going to give you the ability to direct people to your business initiatives. So in my case, out of 4 posts, maybe 1 or 2 are going to be business related. Here's a quick client testimonial, and this is Sarah. What we worked on together is definitely a testament of how important it is to do business planning as soon as possible. Before launching or after you launched, it's never too late, and it's always better to start right now. She came to me before she launched, so we were able to develop the right packages, the right pricing, the right launch strategy. So when she went out there and put this out there in the world and make those offers, she was really clear regarding where she was going, where she was heading, and what she was offering, which really, really saves a lot of time, money, and effort. And then this is my bonus tip for you guys. Use Facebook for market research. How do you do that? By asking questions, by connecting with your ideal audience. You can do that in other people's groups. You can do this on your group. I believe this is allowed in any group. Ask a question and tell people, why do you do this? Or what are you looking for in this type of product? Or what are your favorite colors for clothing? What are your favorite patterns? What's the number 1 food that you eat? Or you can ask your current clients as well, what is it that they like that we're working with you? What is it that they need? What is it that they would want? So by using polls, surveys, or connecting with them for interviews, you're able to gather valuable information on Facebook by connecting with these people. And at the same time, you increase awareness on what you have, and you build those relationships. And we have another question. I currently use my personal profile to share a lot of petitions and articles regarding animal and social rights. So not really related to my business. Should I scale back? That's entirely up to you, Lucy. If you believe, for example, and now this is a conversation I was having with my client Athena, who's right now here in the webinar yesterday. We were saying that there's some issues that I don't agree with, but I'm not really, I believe strongly about them, but I do not care if my clients believe on it or not. And there's some issues that for me are a deal breaker, such as LGBT rights, human rights, and homophobia, racism. So I do share a lot about that. And if someone doesn't work with me because they're homophobe, honestly, I don't want to work with them anyway, right? So in your case, if you want to keep your Facebook profile public, maybe post a little bit of business, I don't think that animal and social rights are a bad thing to share. On the contrary, if I saw that on your profile, I would most likely connect with you if I am maybe on the mindset of your target audience. It's always a good idea to ask yourself when you're posting, is this something that if someone disagrees with me would cause an issue? And if it will, do I care, right? But it doesn't sound like what you have is really too bad. And if you want to keep your personal profile as personal, right? Personal, but also like add a little bit of business to it, I don't think that's really that bad. Yeah. So that would be what I would say. I think that's okay, to be honest. A lot of you are already here, but for the ones that are watching the replay and for anyone that's watching live that's not on my group yet, I want to invite you to my free community on Facebook. And this is how a lot of people have found my webinar and how I know a lot of you and what you do. The group is called the Work Smarter Crew for product makers and developers. And what we do here is we hang out, and it's a community for people who want to grow their product-based business by working smarter and not harder. These are people who are product makers and developers and people who own stores with physical product. There's a few amazing service-based people as well. But what I wanted to build here is a community that is not full of coaches. I have nothing against coaches, but there's a million communities just for coaches and consultants. I'm one of them, so I definitely don't have anything against them. But I wanted to build a space for a different type of business, for people that are making products and making decisions around that. So I invite you to join if that's you. And you can find it on Facebook by looking for the Work Smarter Crew, or you can visit leylarazeghi.com/worksmarter. This is completely free, and here we build community, we do some networking, Q&A, I post Facebook Lives, exclusive content, and yes, you can promote your business. So the Work Smarter Crew for product makers and developers, and you can find it at www.leylarazeghi.com/worksmarter. A lot of you have already seen this because I love it. So this is my hamster versus squirrel metaphor. So there's two types of entrepreneurs. The hamster entrepreneurs are the ones that wake up every day and work hard. They're not lazy, they're working hard. They're doing the same things over and over and over and over. Maybe they're stuck before they launch. They're afraid to launch. They're afraid to go out there. Or maybe they have launched already, but they're really not seeing the results that they want to see in their business. The things that they're doing are not quite working. And if they're getting sales, the sales are not as high as they know they could be. And hey, don't get me wrong, I've been there. We've all been there. There was a time in my life in which I said, I don't need any help. I'm just going to quit my job and grow my business. I have 3 business degrees and a lot of knowledge and experience. There's no reason why I need from anyone to help me. And then after being a hamster for quite some time, I realized that I needed some perspective and I needed some support. And when it comes to business planning, it's really, really important to do. And it's almost impossible for you to do this on your own. You need a mentor, you need an advisor, you need a consultant to offer you the perspective that you need. Because if you keep on doing the same things over and over, again, you cannot expect different results. And also, when it comes to your business, it's like your baby, right? It's so close to you and you love it so much that it's really hard for you to realize that it's not going well, or it needs some different alternatives, right? Or it needs small changes, or maybe you're not working as hard as you could be. It's really easy for us sometimes to not go fully in our businesses because, and this is subconscious, because we subconsciously think that if we don't try hard, then we can't fail. And this is not something you would say out loud. It's something in the back of your head. And the excuse of thinking, oh, well, if I fail, it's because I haven't really launched. Or if I failed, is because I was only doing it part-time. Or if I fail, is because I wasn't really dedicated to it. So don't let yourself stay in hamster mode for too long, because it really impacts you. That brings me to my offer for today. So I am launching the only program for product-based entrepreneurs. This is for people who have a product-based business, whether that is virtual, it's a package, or a physical product. I had 5 spots for the program. now I have 2, and I'm waiting to hear back from someone that I'm going to chat with tomorrow, who's possibly going to be the 4th person. So there's either 2 spots, 2.5, sorry, 1.5, or 1, because I have someone that's really interested. This is the only program out there for product-based businesses. We start on October 10th, and what we're going to work on this program is your positioning, your pricing, and your strategy in order to make you more money faster without working 12-hour days. This is for people who are ready to make a leap, to make that change, and to fully commit to their business. To fully commit to the creation of a business that's successful and it's giving them everything they want, that's supporting their lifestyle, that's helping them make the positive impact that they want. So if this is you, I invite you to apply for a complimentary session at www.leylarazeghi.com/session. During this session, what we do is we chat about the state of your business. I only have 5 spots per week for these complimentary sessions. And during this session, I offer you clarity on where you're at, on where you want to go, and how to get you there, and next steps for your business. What are the next things that you can work on? And we figure out if we're a fit to work together. Maybe we're a fit for this specific program. Maybe we're a fit for a smaller or a bigger program, or for one-on-one. Or maybe I'll be able to give you some ideas and resources that are going to help you out. So the people that I want to chat with are people that know that all the free trainings and courses and books and chats are really going to help you. I'm not going to tell you they don't. But if you're truly committed with taking that leap, creating success for yourself, and getting the results that you finally want to get, and you want to do it quicker and avoid mistakes, this is for you. So I invite you to apply for a session at www.leylarazeghi.com/session. And here's what my client Natalia had to say about the program. She's a recent graduate. She actually graduated this week. Your signature program is offering me great clarity regarding my business foundations, my why, mission, vision, and dream client. I'm feeling so much more energized now that this program is helping me create structure for my business. I know I'm great at what I do, but I lack the structure and clarity. So that was taking away from my confidence. She found 3 new clients in the last week. It may be a coincidence, but I doubt it. Your program rocks. So super happy about seeing these results. And Athena, thanks so much. Best business decision I ever made. Athena's currently working with me on a smaller program, and she's going to join this group program as well. So I really appreciate that, Athena. Things that we're going to be covering in this program is some clarity regarding your why, mission, and vision, strategic planning. We're going to be looking at how are you going to make money? If your business was a machine, how would it operate and look from the inside? Your packages, your offerings. What do you need on your website? Who's your dream client? What are the secrets to achieve your goals? How to use social media, how to create a pitch to explain what you do, how to use newsletters, and then my special bonus is a sales script that you can use for negotiations, whether you're the decision maker or whether you are the person that's being pitched to. So for example, if you have a product-based business, I'm going to tell you what to do when you have a distributor or someone that's going to make your labels pitching to you, and what you're going to say and how you're going to handle a situation when you are trying to sell your product on retail or to potential clients. So that's what we cover at the end of the program. So I invite you to think, if you're right here, if you're joining the webinar, if you're consuming my free content and maybe a lot of other people's free content, there's some things in your situation that you want to change. And what is it costing you to remain in your current situation? What is it costing you in terms of your purpose? What is it costing you in terms of the money that you're not making, your satisfaction in life, and also in your family and social life that get affected by that frustration and that frustration and that inability to fulfill what you need to be doing in your business. So if this is you and you want to have a conversation about how I can help your business and potentially grab one of the spots for the program, you can apply at www.leylarazeghi.com/session, and we have that conversation to offer you some clarity. So now we have space for a couple of questions. I know a lot of you gave me your questions before we got to this part and during the time where I was speaking. So if there's any additional questions, I will ask you to pop them in the chat box. And I'll give you a minute to do that in case there's anything additional that you need help with related to products, to Facebook, or to business in general. Otherwise, I would like to invite you to the next webinar, How to Build a Product That Your Customers Love. So here we're going to be talking about how to really connect with that ideal client to come up with the right features for your product. And this one's going to be on November 8th at 4 p.m. EST, completely free. And if you're already on the webinar list, you're going to be getting some details soon. So that is what I'm offering. And if you have any last minute questions, please post them there. Otherwise, I want to say hello to you. And I want to thank you for being here. Thanks so much for dedicating your time to being here today. Thanks so much for your participation, for sharing your challenges and your questions. Thanks so much for listening to me. And thank you. Like, you have to thank yourself for making the time to dedicate to your business. Because you could be anywhere, but you decided to be right here. And I don't believe there's more questions. So thanks so much, Lucy. Thanks so much, Athena. Thanks so much, Chrissy. And thanks so much to everyone else that's watching. Thank you to the people that are watching the replay. And I invite you again, if you are feeling stuck, if you're feeling like you can do so much more with your business, I invite you to apply for a session at www.leylarazeghi.com/session to have a free chat on how you can take your business to that next level. So thanks so much again for joining, and I wish you a lot of success in your business to purpose and profit. This is Leyla again, and I see you soon in November. Thanks so much.